We're going to go to the State House now, where we have some major new developments in the discussion over redrawing the state's congressional districts. Those determine who represents you, and if it changes, you could see some major differences at the ballot this year. Our Josie Frost joins us now from the State House with the details.
Two bills filed Thursday would redraw the state's congressional maps and push back some of the races in the June primary. This could majorly impact who represents you in Congress and when you vote in the upcoming election. A bill filed Thursday would use this map as a starting point in what's shaping up to be a long debate on redrawing the state's congressional lines. It's already been a heated debate in the House, with some supporters saying it would eliminate a Democratic stronghold.
Where I'm hoping it winds up is that the 6 becomes competitive. That's always been the goal, that the people that have lived there for so long and not had a real voice, a real chance at a voice.
But in the Senate, Majority Leader Shane Massey says it could make all 7 districts more competitive.
That if we get too cute with this, that we could end up losing seats. And I think, look, if we're going to spill all the blood that's necessary to do something like this, we can't stay in the same position, and you surely can't go backwards.
Supporters of redistricting also filed a separate bill to push the primaries back to August 11th, only for those 7 U.S. House seats. But early voting for the state's primaries starts later this month. The state has already started election prep, and many have already cast absentee ballots. If this passed, it could impact all of that, potentially removing candidates from the districts that they've already been running in. It's gotten pushback from some Democrats who say their voters are losing their only representation in Congress.
Voters should vote on their representation, not the elected officials pick their representation.
The ballots have already been printed, and Massey says if the primary is pushed back, voters would still see outdated information for those congressional districts on their ballot in June.
Even if we agreed to split them up and have multiple primaries, the congressional candidates are going to be on the ballot on June 9th. They can't fix that now. So you're going to have ballots cast for people for the congressional offices, and it's going to be extremely confusing to people around the state if they're being asked to vote twice on the same race in a period of, what, weeks?
It's all a part of a national push to get more Republican seats in Congress ahead of the midterm elections. Last month, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled Louisiana's maps unconstitutional, specifically one majority black district, which effectively gutted parts of the Voting Rights Act. That led to calls from the White House to redistrict other states. In South Carolina, all eyes turned to the 6th district, held by longtime Congressman Jim Clyburn. But with session ending next week, lawmakers would have to pass an agreement to allow them to return to the State House to hold a special session on redistricting. The House passed that agreement on Wednesday, but the Senate hasn't taken it up yet. Now, there's a special meeting set for Friday morning in the House to discuss those 2 bills, but the Senate still has to pass that agreement to come back for a special session when they return next week. Reporting at the State House, Josie Frost, News 19, WLTX.
All right, Josie, a lot to take in there. If the Senate does pass that agreement, it's not a done deal. That would only give lawmakers the option to hold a special session. It would not require them to pass any legislation.